Hi, I'm Burnsy, and on this week's episode of Van Haven TV, we're going to talk about leather. So last week, my dear friend and colleague Ollie was talking about colour and how, as a company, we like to inject colour into the outside and insides of our vans to represent your vibe. And a wicked way to inject colour is through leather. Now, I say leather, we do an awful lot of leather seat options, but we have, over the last few years, been very regularly requested to use vinyl or no animal-based materials in our seats, which we are more than happy to do. So, strap in as I take you through our leathering process and show you what we can achieve with your interior. The humble Transporter T6.1 seat is really not that flashy. I wouldn't say it's particularly durable or really that comfortable. There isn't too much to really say about it. The seats that we have in our Transporters that we order have armrests, which are great for comfort. Some Transporters haven't got this, so if you haven't got arms and you're feeling a little jealous, they can be retrofitted to seats that weren't spec'd from factory to have them. Our seats have manually adjustable lumbar support and have the height adjustment on as well, which unfortunately cannot be retrofitted. So if you wanted to adjust the height of your seat and have lumbar support, you would need to replace it, I'm sorry to report. It's finished in a really quite coarse, titanium-y cloth material, which is what it is. So what we do as a company, we will completely strip down the seat, so we remove the factory cover, and this is the factory foam. So we can leather using or retaining the factory foams, but it's far more often in the vans that you see us build, we replace the foams completely to something which is a little more sculpted and also uses a variety of foams as well. Observe, this is what we call the bolster of the seat. So this is really nice to sort of hold you in, give you that sporty sort of hug. So if you're looking for a more performance feeling seat that will really keep you planted inside the seat itself, if you like throwing your van into corners, etc., this is a wicked option to go to. So the first step of our seat redesign process is to remove the factory cloth cover to expose the squishy foam underneath. A lot of the vans, actually all of the vans that we spec normally have the factory heated seat element in it, and we can retain this so it still works with the factory button through our seats. If you have a seat that is not heated and you would like a heated seat, we can retrofit a heated seat pad, although we aren't able to retrofit the factory dash button. So there will be a separate switch on the side with two different heat settings, very hot and extremely hot, that will just be on the side there. So we can leather the existing seats. It makes them look an awful lot smarter. But most of our clients choose to go for a complete seat reupholster with a new foam, where we rip off the factory foams and replace with a very different design foam. So here is a side-by-side foam comparison. Factory VW foam. This is our carbon sport seat, or TTRC sport seat, which is incredibly sporty. This one feels a lot heavier. There's obviously a lot more foam to it because it has the integrated headrest, and that one isn't so great. There are two different types of foam here in the seat. So the bolster has a far higher density foam, which is great if you throw your van into a corner and you really want that support and your body weight is really leaning on that inner or outside bolster. This will keep you in situ. Otherwise, the foam throughout the back and the base is really lovely and squishy and incredibly comfortable. What I really like about this style of seat, which we've only really had out for the last couple of years, is the additional shoulder support. Just feels more snug and comfortable in my opinion. But sporty styling might not be your style. Enter The GTC Sports Seat. This is ideal if you are a wider framed person, designed by Ollie. This actually has a far wider bolster. So if you are a larger person, you will feel more comfortable in this. It's not as snug or as tight feeling, less sporty, and as its name suggests, more like a GT car. We've taken a lot of inspiration from the likes of Bentley with this one. You'll notice too that this headrest is separate. It's completely different from the factory one over there. And the reason being really is just for styling. We really wanted a headrest that could kind of sit into the top of the seat here. Really, from a style point of view, it just looks really cool. So it's quite unlikely that you have designed a bespoke leather interior before, but we are here to help you. So I thought this video would be a great way or means to maybe bust some jargon that you may encounter when looking into leathers. This is a leather seat, and I thought it might be an idea just to break down the different constituent parts. So the seat's made of different panels, and we allow you, the client, to design and have complete freedom as to which panels, which colors, which stitches you'd like to use. If, for example, you wanted pink going down the center of the seat, and orange down the side. Not that I would recommend it, but we can do that. And over the years, we have produced some magnificent interiors using the coolest, boldest colors ever. When going down the rabbit hole of leather for your van, you may come across jargon and terms such as UV rating, rub fastness, and crack point. But rest assured that we ensure that all of our leathers that we use are as hard wearing as possible. There's no need to worry about all those nerdy little details. We've got you covered. Leather comes in many different ratings and sizes, and we as a company use genuine leather rather than vinyl-backed leather. The reason being is that we can use a far thicker leather material, which is going to wear a lot better. Now, our vans are normally used for work, play, families, and everything in between. So to give you the best chance of having the best looking leather interior for longer, we will use the best leather that we can get our hands on. So we use a very thick, genuine leather, and you can tell the difference between genuine leather and vinyl-based leather due to the front and the back. So vinyl leather, not that I have a sample here, will have a white backing on it, and genuine leather will have the sort of the colour from the tannery running all the way through it. We do different types of leather. We do a fine nappa, which does cost a little bit more, but it's a lot smoother. And then we do another leather, which is slightly cheaper, but maybe has more of a texture in it. Both of them are absolutely fantastic. And we do use vinyl as well. So if you do not want any animal-based products in your vehicle, we are more than happy to do vinyl. The only little thing that I would advise is when we're doing a perforated vinyl, because the vinyl material is normally got a white backing to it, if you choose, say, a dark colour leather, it's very likely that with the perforations you may see a white backing poke through, but again, we would advise you on the best course of action when you go through your design. There are tons of leathers to choose from. It is wild, and if you're after something very particular, maybe you want to match your van interior to another car that you have at home, the chances are we can pick up the phone to that exact tannery and get as near as close a match as possible. We've used the same leathers as the likes of Lamborghini, Porsche, and all those big boy automotive firms to produce a really sick interior. So let's have a look at some of the different leathers and stitches and materials that we invite you to choose when designing your van. This is our Edition 73 seat. You've probably seen videos of the limited edition run van that we've done. This has a wicked stitch pattern on the middle. We love to play around with different patterns and shapes. The hexagon has been a Van Haven favourite for a number of years. And this design, I think it's a rhombus, maybe a square, I don't know, is particularly fetching. So, you will be able to choose the choice of your leather, of which many colors are available. You could inject a different material, say Alcantara, which isn't as hard wearing, but is a lot warmer than leather to the touch. These seats are the ultimate touch point, and when we're designing vehicles, touch points are incredibly important. So if you prefer maybe a little warmer finish, we can either put Alcantara in the centers of the seats. We've put Alcantara before on the arms as well. So if you're going to be wearing sort of like a t-shirt in the summer and don't want like a leather coming into contact with your skin, we can design the seat to have different materials as well. Stitching is a really nice way to inject colour, particularly maybe with a darker seat. So we use two different stitches in our seats. The first is called a dress stitch. So this is a structural, also known as a French stitch, which sews two leather panels together. The reason why the dress stitch in our leather is so prominent and bold is because our leather is incredibly thick. And then we've also got another stitch which is called a perforation stitch, which is a slightly smaller stitch used to pick up detail. So any sort of shapes, be it the hexagons, honeycomb, or the rhombuses, are all considered a perforation stitch. And you can choose which colour you would like for those. Another little detail that we love to add to our seats is piping. So this is the little leather detail or vinyl detail around the outside of the seats. A brilliant way to inject a hint of colour to your seat without going for a coloured vinyl. But the fun doesn't stop there. We can also use different materials on the back of the seat if you so desire. If you have a child who likes kicking the back of your seat and you are concerned at the outcome, maybe of small feet destroying leather or Alcantara, we can actually use a really hard wearing vinyl, which has been zhuzhed up with a carbon effect, which has been a really cool feature in our carbon sports van. Obviously matches the carbon fibre composites that we love to use on the exterior, which is a really nice touch. And again, so many different options are available. If you wanted to break the mold and try something new, just let us know. And our leather work is not just restricted to the front seats, of course. We can leather every single seat in a Transporter, be it a combi, rear bench, 2+1, caravel, even rib beds, and even custom beds. So our very good friend Shane has a very custom sofa-y rig in the back of his van, and we've actually upholstered these foams to match. Alcantara on the backside, beautiful charcoal leather to match his interior plastics, and the blue stitch and piping to match his front seats. So yeah, a very custom job, but all very beautiful. Other leather work we can hook you up with are steering wheels. No matter the age, whether it's T6.1 or older, you can match the stitch or the leather to your steering wheel. We have done Alcantara on steering wheels as well, which has been really fun. And if you want to add more leather to your van interior, check this out. We have been working for a very long time to be able to leather the lower dash and door cards of the Transporter 6.1. It's taken a lot of work and a lot of very talented people to help us with this project. But it's now an option that we're so happy to offer on the T6.1. We have a project that we're due to release in the next couple of weeks with an insane leather lower dash and door cards that I cannot wait to show you all. So I hope this video has served in some respect for inspiration for your own leather build. But as a team of people, we are always trying to push the envelope and come up with different design ideas for the Transporter vans. We are incredibly happy to announce that we can now retrofit a massage seat function to the front seats. It's going to be incredibly hard for me to explain or demonstrate this on camera. You'll have to come down and see, touch, feel, and try out this feature. But it's effectively little buttons on the side that really do adds an awful lot of comfort to your driving experience. So if you would like to take the first steps to designing your own van interior, check out our configurator, which is available on our website. It's an incredibly cool tool to be able to play around with a render and come up with some ideas and inspiration for your van. Otherwise, pick up the phone. If you need any design help, we are here for you. Give us a call. See you on the next one.